I know there has been controversy about the promotion of democracy in recent years, and much of this controversy is connected to the war in Iraq. So let me be clear. No system of government can or should be imposed by one nation by any other. But I do have an unyielding belief that all people yearn for certain things. The ability to speak your mind and have a say in how you are governed. Confidence in the rule of law and the equal administration of justice. Government that is transparent and doesn't steal from the people. The freedom to live as you choose. These are not just American ideas, they are human rights, and that is why we will support them everywhere.
Democracy and Islamic law, will they forever be at odds? We're pushing forward on President Obama's speech to the Muslim world today. Let's bring back our guest, Zainab Salbi, founder and CEO of Women for Women International, Hussein Rashid, a blogger for religiondispatches.org, and Soumaya Khalifa is the executive director of the Islamic Speakers Bureau here in Atlanta. And it just, you know, that one part, Hussein, we started to talk a little bit about it, about the president saying that it's not just American ideals, but we're talking about human rights. What did you make of that?
I thought it was just brilliant. You know, it takes it out of the realm of America or England or France or Germany or any of these other nations of the so-called West saying that it's our way or the highway, and saying that there are certain things that we hold in common that we can strive towards. And it's funny, I wrote an article at Religion Dispatches about a week ago saying, what would I like President Obama to say? And he said exactly what I wanted him to say. And it was almost like he was paraphrasing Ali, who was Prophet Muhammad's cousin and son-in-law. He's the first imam of the Shia community, who, in a letter to his governor of Egypt, outlined many of the same things. Represent everybody. Make sure everybody's treated equally under the law. Don't show favoritism to anybody. And when you're serving yourself or your family more than you're serving the people, remove yourself. And so there's certain echoes, even dating back 1,400 years, that when you put it in human rights discourse, make it very palatable to a Muslim audience.
So, Zainab, you know, a lot of people say the only way to clear that path to protect human rights is to have a democratic government. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I would say that would be essential. And I think it is absolutely possible in the Muslim world at large to have democracy. And there is a way to meet between democracy and Islam. They are not necessarily contradictory to each other. To do that, we need to do a few things. Women's rights are important, and I would say prerequisite to have a true democracy. Freedom of press, which a lot of the Muslim countries, particularly the Middle East, still has a long way to go in terms of freedom of press. And then we do need to talk about the stability, the economic stability of the Muslim world at large and the Middle East in particular, considering that his speech is in Cairo. They are prerequisite to actually pave the way for a solid democracy.
Soumaya, human rights is the only way, you say, for this to happen in the Middle East, is true democracy. Is there any room at all for the extreme Muslim cleric?
I hope so. The rights that we're talking about are also in the Quran and in the Prophet Muhammad's tradition in terms of human dignity, human rights, the right to free speech. All those are in line with the Islamic teaching as well. I think that the extremist Muslim clerics need to rediscover their religion and look at it from a different perspective. And they are aligned very much with those principles, are aligned very much with the principles on which our country, the United States, was founded on.
Hussein, final thought there.
I think that it's important to realize that there's no distinction between being Muslim and American. And when President Obama is speaking to the Muslim world, as he said, he's speaking to Americans as well. There's religious extremism in every faith community. We need to move beyond that. There's a history of living and working together. We need to move towards that. And I want to end the same way our president began this morning with Assalamu alaikum.
We're going to leave it right there. Thank you so much to all three of you, Zainab Salbi, Hussein Rashid, and Soumaya Khalifa. Shukran to all three of you.
Thank you.
Well, like the rest of the world, the Egyptian economy is facing many challenges. Growth is slowing, and there are big